welcome to watching the Oliver Garden once again. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make some cheap seed starting mix. A lot of people, you'll pay like $5 for a bag of seed starting mix, which is really expensive. You get this sphagnum peat moss for about $10, and this is 2.2 cubic feet. Okay, and then don't buy this from your big box stores. Buy this from your buy it from your local nursery is where you want to buy this from. I bought vermiculite. I'd rather have perlite, but I've already got this. This huge bag was like $30, so I mean, if you use like 4 or 5 buckets of this in your potting mix, you've got what, probably like $3 or $4 worth of it in there, if that. When you're making this mass volume, this big bag here would probably feel, I'm only estimating because I really don't have a clue, but you know, it'd probably, the $5 bags, it'd probably be like 8 bags or something of the, by the time you add this. So you know, you're getting plus the $3, 10, and even say $5, $15 for 5 bags. You're getting them for $3 a bag instead of $5 a bag. Yeah, you're saving a little bit. You're saving about $2. It may or may not be worth your time. The other thing is, you know what's going in your potting mix. This is just a medium for actually, I mean, it's seed starting mix. This is actually the medium for the seed starting mix. So the first thing I like to do is I like to screen it, because this stuff comes out of swamps. So, and since it comes out of swamps, that means it's got twigs and stuff in it. They filter it pretty good. There's a lot of, it's not that bad really. So try to make me a handle there. That didn't work out. So I got this screen off of my worm composting bin. So kind of dump you out some on the screen. And there's a method to my madness. Okay, I do a ratio of 5 to 1. So I'm gonna do 5 buckets of the peat moss to the 1 bucket of the vermiculite. Okay, so you just put it in your screener like that, and then what you do is you just shake it. So not much room in here in my greenhouse, and that's okay. It works better when I'm not filming. Not much room for filming. So you can see these are about 1/4 inch holes. So you shake it through. The big clumps you're gonna have to break up by hand. Seems like a lot of work, but it's fun. If you like gardening, like planting, then you probably like doing this too. I do. So trusty wheelbarrow. Shake it out. And then I'll keep this leftover stuff because this is good. It's good compost for my garden. So I'll just put this in a kitchen bag, garbage bag, and save this particleized stuff. Well, this stuff is a little thick. So I screened all the thick stuff out. You can see this stuff it's pretty coarse. Okay, it's aggravating trying to start seeds when you have something that coarse. So let's set this down so you can see that this stuff is really powdery now. Okay, so that's the first step. I did have a twig that made it through. If they turn a certain way, some of the twigs might make it through. The main thing it does is get the big chunks out. So, so that's the first step. All right, so step 2 is, and I have this written on the top of my lid. It's right over there, and I just write my ratio is 5 to 1, and I know that it's 5 of the screened peat moss and 1 of the vermiculite buckets. Doesn't matter the size of your bucket. It's just a bucket I got that I'm gonna add. So one of these right here in this bucket. Okay, that's all that's in there so far. And now I'm gonna add 5 of these. All right, so you can see I put it back in the wheelbarrow just because you can see it better, and it was so much easier to mix. This bucket right here is so light, I just dumped it in the wheelbarrow to mix it, so I get all of it off the bottom. And you can see there's a good bit of vermiculite through the mix. It's very soft, very light and delicate right now because I hadn't had any water yet. Okay, so next, well, before I started all this, I got my little stove and I started heating. I don't know, that's probably like a 20 quart pot or something. It's really big, so maybe 16 quart, 20 quart, somewhere around there, to boiling. And what that's going to do, it's going to kill anything that's in here. So you just want to add that slowly, but it takes a lot of water. I know from experience from this right here, 5-to-1 ratio, my bucket almost fills this thing up, about 3/4 of the way up. So I know that that is a 2.5 gallon container, and I know it takes about 3 of those, so it takes about 7.5 gallons. So that's probably not going to be enough. Okay, but I'm gonna dump all that. First I'm gonna dump this back in there, then I'm gonna dump water on top of it and start mixing it, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so this stuff is really hot. I can't even hardly touch it, it's so hot. But basically it is completely saturated all the way through. I mean, when you squeeze it, it'll stay together but breaks apart. See the moisture content? This stuff's really hot. Just a few drops fall out of it. Okay, not much. It's very similar to the way you do your worm beds. You squeeze it and moisture barely comes out. It's like a sponge holding the water, but if you hold it up, it doesn't drip. And that's just to get it sterilized, but the water content in there, it's very hard to soak up water if it doesn't have any moisture in it at all. So it's really important when you're doing your seed starting to do this. Now I'm gonna let it cool, because if I plant in this really hot soil and this stuff is close to boiling, well, the water was boiling, and it's probably like 70, it's probably like 40 or 50% water in there, because I mean that stuff just soaks up the water. It might not be quite that much, it might be 30%, I don't know, but and then the stuff that I strained out looks like this. So really big chunks. So, but that's the way I make my seed starting mix. Okay, make sure you boil your water. You have less problems later. And I'm gonna use this. This is my propagation bed, and I'm gonna fill all these up. And I'm gonna be planting some pepper plants today, and in 2 weeks, I'll be planting my tomato plants in this propagation bed, and bottom watering. There's no holes in my trays. These are 72 cell trays. They're 10/20s, which means they're 10 inches by 20 inches. I made my propagation bed so it would hold 12 complete flats with just, you know, maybe an inch of wiggle room on the width and length. So that's what I got growing on. So thanks for watching how to make the Oliver Gardens seed starting mix. Save yourself some money. You'll know what's in your product. Don't add any fertilizer or anything. This is just to get your seed started. Okay, I'll be doing another video on how to make some good potting mix for transplanting the tomatoes and the peppers, and I'm gonna do a series on planting peppers and a series on planting tomatoes, all the way through on how to trim tomato plants and all that. So be looking forward to that. That's coming up. I'm gonna go through the whole growing season this year with the pepper and tomato plants. So that is your seed starting mix. Okay, and today is January the 13th. So today is exactly 10 weeks from the Clemson exchange planting date for peppers. So peppers need to get started today, so that's why I'm making my seed starting mix today. All right, thanks for watching the Oliver Garden. Have a great day, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Stay tuned, come back and watch more videos. I hope you like it. Bye.